Alright, we're back with round 2 of today's daily. And we are on the play this time. I think I like this. Okay, so we've got Affinity with a land-heavy hand, Master of Ethereum, Signal Pest. So he's probably going to go Welding Jar into Signal Pest. So at this point I'm probably going to hold up my Thought Scour to counter the Signal Pest. Probably. We'll see what happens here. Depends partially on what we draw, I guess. Yeah. So definitely now, because now I can go Breeding Pool. Into Serum Visions. Abrupt Decay will be really good, but we need a land. So we expect the Welding Jar into Signal Pest. And we're not Thought Scouring. I mean, it's kind of weak on its own. He only had one other creature. I guess he could use it with his Ink Moth. Thank the Lord. Fortunately, this puts us a little behind, but... So, I have played against Affinity twice, and I feel like it's about a 50-50. We really have the ability to grind them. It's really the more important spells you need to be worried about. Excuse me. Like right now I've got the ability to Disrupting Shoal with Simic Charm, a Cranial Plating, which is very solid considering we're going to have some trample beats. Steel Overseer, also important to get rid of. So I would expect Master of Ethereum. Cranial plating. So the problem here is, if he can drop some more artifacts. He's got me on a 3-turn clock, but let's just assume it's a 2-turn clock. If I throw down a Tarmogoyf, is a non-infect land. Tarmogoyf's going to put me on a 2, or put me against him on a turn 2 clock. The other thought is to Thought Scour, trying to hit a... I think we have to go this route for now. We really... need to get an Abrupt Decay right now. So he should be throwing out a Master of Ethereum for chump blocking, maybe. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. 5 now, yeah. 5, 5. Now he's got me on a 2-turn clock. That is not the card we were looking for. So we have one shot. If we attack with everything and he does not block, we can Thought Scour and hope to hit Bitter Blossom and Liliana. And that would give us +3 to each, which would be lethal. And we did not. And that's game. We'll make him go through the motions. Now we won't. Buy ourselves some time. Okay, so Disfigure is good here. Echoing Truth can be good here. Deprive could be good here. Feed the Clan can be good here. I'm trying to think about... Let's see, Drown can be good. Dismember. Engineer. So Counter Squall, they're big spells. They've got Thoughtcast. Mox Opal's pretty big. Really, it's the... I'm just not sure that that's good enough. We're definitely taking the probes out. Bitter Blossom's coming out for sure. Thought Scour. Leave a couple stubborn in. Yeah, I don't think Counter Squall is quite good enough here. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm just trying to think this through. Stinks to lose all of your sorceries. I think we get rid of Dismember. We're going to cut a Lily for another Serum Visions. So really, again, this is a linear deck. Delver of Secrets is great. We're going to keep this. I don't know. Bitter Blossom does a lot of damage, but it also puts up a bunch of flying blockers, which probably is pretty good in this matchup. Yeah, we'll reveal that. So Disrupting Shoal tends to be really good against these low CMC linear strategies. No. So now we have a 1 CMC counter and a 2 CMC counter. No, we don't. We only have a 2 CMC because we don't have double blue yet. Hopefully this is enough time. If they only block one of our flyers, we can pump for the win. I got my fingers off the keyboard right now because if they do a cranial plating, so they thought better of it, realizing I was going to get in for lethal. So see how they go to do blocks. So it needs to block both. So what I'm thinking right now is if he's got cranial plating and I let him resolve his cranial plating, that's potentially a problem. He could also throw down another blocker. So I mean I can pump and give my guy +3/+3. He's down to 2 artifacts. My concern is just with the disrupting shoal not getting a cranial plating. I still feel like I'm faster than him. That is not the creature I meant to target. Oh, that's a total fuck up. Oh, excuse my language. Well, that's probably going to be the game then. That's a real bummer. Oh, that's super frustrating, because I'm pretty sure I was in a... Yeah. But he's going to take advantage of it nonetheless. Oh, I just want to punch something right now. Super irritating. Pretty much being done. So now what do we need to have a chance here? And here comes Master of Ethereum, which we can't do anything about. Oh, and I could have countered the Ornithopter, but totally tilting. It's great. Doing my best to hold it together here, but that's real frustrating. Well, this is definitely on the bottom. At least if I keep this on... Oh, no, it still doesn't do anything for me right now. I'll put that on the bottom. Boom. Attacking for 6, 7. 2 turns. That sort of thing, that is a mistake that you only will make on MTGO. Or almost certainly into MTGO. Yep, that's game. Oh, that's super frustrating. Alright. So. Alright, so stepping back, Affinity is probably about a 50-50 matchup. The first game, I probably should have countered the signal pest. That would have bought me a lot of time. Cranial plating wouldn't have been effective for a while. So that was probably unfortunate. Probably a little bit of a misplay. I had been planning to, and then decided not to because I was thinking maybe the cranial plating or something would be more worthwhile, because Signal Pest doesn't do much on its own, but looking at his hand, I don't know. But point being is the deck with Disrupting Shoal is really good here because you hit all their 2s and 1s fairly frequently. Master of Ethereum can be a little bit of a pain because we don't typically run any 3 CMC blue creatures, or spells rather, but we can always potentially hard cast it. Mana Leak is very good in this matchup typically. Granted, I've only played it this exact matchup 3 times, but I also have played, one of my good buddies plays Affinity, and so I've played against it with other decks, and including Bug Control, which is a little different from Bug Delver. So the ability to Disrupting Shoal, especially if you get an early threat down, makes this pretty close. In fact, that would be kind of like what happened today in this second game that I unfortunately misclicked to blow. Thinking back, even there, that probably was a misplay. I definitely did not expect him to go Arcbound Ravager into the Ornithopter, which turned out to be a really good play, because it would have held me. He would have actually taken one of my... he still would have taken one of my flyers down, my Insectile Aberrations, and at the same time been able to block the second Insectile Aberration the next turn. What I should have done is just traded the 1-for-1 and then held back the Simic Charm for the next turn, and that would have guaranteed I only went 1-for-1. As it was, I would have traded 2, well, still 1-for-1, but I wouldn't have been able to get through the next turn, which is important, is relevant. So, anywho, that was pretty brutal of an ending. Who knows, maybe we'll get to play Affinity again in the next match, and this will be like a distant memory, although I doubt it, because it's always frustrating to lose your chance to go 4-0. Not to say that I was going to, but it seemed strong in that particular game, and that would have left me with just needing to get the Game 3 win. So, anywho, that's all for this match. We'll be back with another one in a little bit.